Deep within a steamy tangled jungle, where thick vines sag under their own weight, dripping with emerald moss, and the air hangs heavy with the sharp smell of swamp water, wet leaves, and ancient stone, there stands a towering fortress of green rock and rusted iron. Jagged battlements claw at the sky, half swallowed by creeping vegetation, while broken banners flutter weakly in the humid breeze. This was King K. Rool's castle. Time has not been kind to it. Once, its halls rang with the stomping of reptilian boots, the clang of cannons being wheeled into place, and the booming laughter of a mighty crocodile king plotting his next conquest. Torches burned night and day, casting eerie shadows across stone walls carved with snarling faces and cruel symbols of power. The surrounding jungle trembled at its presence, as if the land itself feared what dwelled within. But those days are long gone. Now, the drawbridge hangs crooked over a moat choked with murky water and snapping insects. Cracked windows stare outward like empty eyes, and the cannons lie rusted and silent, their muzzles clogged with vines. Inside, the great throne room sits abandoned, the massive golden throne dulled by dust and neglect, its once polished surface scarred by time. Even the jungle seems to have crept closer, reclaiming the castle stone by stone. For years, nothing stirred within those walls. No laughter. No orders barked. No sign of the tyrant who once ruled from its highest tower. The great wooden doors groan and shudder as they slowly creak open, sending a cloud of dust drifting into the humid air. Rusted hinges scream in protest, their echoes rolling through the vast entry hall like distant thunder. Inside, tall iron torch stands line the walls, their eerie green flames flickering to life one by one, casting long, warped shadows across the stone floor. The carved crocodile faces embedded in the wall seem to leer and scowl, their hollow eyes glinting as if they're watching every movement. A heavy, deliberate footstep breaks the silence. From deeper within the hall, a massive figure lumbers forward. It is K. Lumsy, towering, broad-shouldered, and unmistakably imposing at first glance. Yet beneath his size and strength is a warm, gentle presence. His scales are a faded green, his vest slightly worn, and a familiar, kind-hearted grin spreads across his face as he waddles closer, his chains softly clinking with each step.
"Oh, you made it. King K. Rool said you might come. Not many do, you know."
His voice echoes kindly through the chamber, filling the empty space with a comforting sound that hasn't been heard here in years. He lets out a soft chuckle, reaching up to adjust the leather straps on his vest, which creak almost as loudly as the doors behind you.
"The castle's been quiet for a long time."
He pauses, glancing around at the towering walls, the flickering flames, and the dust-coated floor, as if remembering when the hall was full of life, however chaotic that life may have been.
"But today's special."
His eyes brighten, and he turns, motioning toward a winding stone corridor partially hidden behind a cracked archway. The passage twists downward, its steps worn smooth by countless marches long ago. Faint echoes drift up from below, along with the low hum of something stirring deep within the castle.
"Come on. There's something important you should see."
With a gentle nod, he starts down the corridor, his heavy footsteps echoing rhythmically as the green torchlight dances along the walls, beckoning you to follow him deeper into the heart of the long-forgotten fortress. The hallway widens, its walls slowly giving way to a vast, echoing chamber. You step inside and immediately feel the weight of history pressing down from every corner. This was once the throne room, the very heart of the castle. The ceiling rises high above, supported by cracked pillars carved with roaring crocodile faces, their expressions frozen somewhere between triumph and menace. Tattered banners hang from the rafters, their faded reds and golds barely visible beneath years of dust and grime. But the throne room is no longer empty. Where a golden throne once stood now arises a curious assembly of strange machines and humming contraptions. Thick metal pipes snake along the walls and ceiling, pulsing faintly with green light. Gears the size of wagon wheels sit half embedded in the stone floor, slowly turning with a low, mechanical groan. Valves hiss softly, releasing small bursts of steam that drift upward like ghostly breath. It feels less like a royal hall now, and more like a secret workshop hidden in the ruins of power. At the center of the room, atop a raised stone platform, lies something carefully arranged. Folded fabric rests in perfect order, each piece laid out with almost reverent precision, as if part of a sacred ritual rather than an experiment. The platform is illuminated by a soft, focused glow from above, drawing your eyes irresistibly toward it. And then you recognize it. A King K. Rool suit. It is enormous, built to match the size and presence of the Crocodile King himself. The golden belly plate gleams despite the surrounding decay, polished smooth and etched with intricate designs. A flowing red cape spills down the side of the platform, its edges trimmed in gold thread. Beside it rests a heavy crocodilian crown, its jagged points catching the green torchlight, radiating authority even while lying still. This was no mere costume. No disguise for battle or trickery. Every stitch, every plate, every polished edge speaks of something far greater. It was a legacy. K. Lumsy steps forward, his expression softening as he gazes upon the suit. For a moment, the gentle giant looks smaller, weighed down by memory. His voice lowers, filled with a mix of pride and sadness.
My brother made this suit years ago. Said it was a way to make sure the kingdom would never be without a king.
He reaches out, brushing a claw lightly across the golden belly plate, careful not to disturb its perfect arrangement. The metal hums faintly beneath his touch, as if responding.
He always worried about what would happen if he was gone, not just to him, but to the castle, to the whole jungle.
Then he points to a thick, reinforced cord running along the suit's side. It disappears into the mass of pipes and machinery surrounding the platform, pulsing gently with the same green glow seen throughout the room.
When the cord's pulled.
He pauses, glancing back at you with a knowing, almost nervous smile.
Well, you'll see.
The machines give a low rumble, and somewhere deep within the castle, something stirs as if the throne room itself is holding its breath, waiting for what comes next. You step closer to the stone platform, your footsteps echoing softly across the vast chamber. The closer you get, the more you can feel it, a low, steady hum in the air, vibrating gently through the floor and up your legs. Curiosity pushes aside any lingering caution. This wasn't just armor or clothing. It felt like it was waiting. K. Lumsy carefully lifts the massive suit from the platform with surprising tenderness for something so large. Panels unfold with soft metallic clicks, and the interior glows faintly with warm green light. He opens it wide, revealing layers of padded, scaly fabric interwoven with thin bands of metal and softly pulsing tubes.
Easy now, it's made to fit just right.
He helps guide you in, piece by piece. The heavy boots slide over your feet first, locking into place with a reassuring thunk. The scaly fabric along the legs tightens slightly, adjusting itself as if learning your shape. The chest piece follows, the golden belly plate settling against you, not cold, but comfortably warm, almost welcoming. With each piece added, the hum inside the suit grows a little stronger, like a calm heartbeat. Inside, it feels alive. But not in a frightening way. The suit seems to breathe with you, responding to every movement, every shift of balance. Tiny lights flicker along the inner seams, and you swear you can feel a gentle pulse, steady and patient. The arm guards slide into place next, followed by the thick gloves. Your fingers move easily, the suit mirroring every motion without resistance. Lumsy steps behind you, lifting the heavy red cape and fastening it at the shoulders. It falls down your back in a smooth cascade, the fabric surprisingly light despite its regal appearance.
Finally, the crown!
Lumsy lifts it with both hands, reverently, and lowers it onto your head. The moment it settles, there's a soft click, and the hum inside the suit steadies into a powerful rhythm. The room's lights flicker once, as if acknowledging a presence long absent. At your side, the thick cord hangs within reach, swaying slightly. It seems to tug gently, almost invitingly. Lumsy steps back, his eyes wide with excitement, his tail swishing behind him.
Ready!
Before you can respond, before you can even decide if you are, the cord is pulled. The hum surges. Once Lumsy pulls the cord, it snaps taut for a split second, then whirs softly as it reels itself back into the suit, vanishing into a hidden seam along your side. The machines around the chamber roar to life, gears spinning and pipes hissing as green light floods the room. The suit tightens for just a moment, then settles, perfectly aligned. A deep, resonant power ripples through you, and somewhere deep within the castle, ancient mechanisms awaken. The throne room trembles. And whatever the suit was truly made to do, it has begun. A warm rush spreads through the armor, and the steady hum deepens into something richer, more confident. The suit begins to inflate, smoothly and evenly, as if guided by invisible hands. The scaly fabric expands outward, stretching without strain, filling with what feels like magical air mixed with pure purpose. Your arms thicken first, muscles rounding out beneath the scaled surface, sleeves growing broader and heavier. Your legs follow, widening and strengthening, your stance instinctively adjusting as your center of gravity shifts. The chest inflates next. The golden belly plate pushes outward, becoming broad and imposing, rising and falling with a deep, steady breath that isn't entirely yours. Each expansion carries a sense of authority ancient and undeniable. Lumsy watches in awe, his grin widening as the transformation continues.
It feels right, doesn't it?
He didn't need to wait for an answer. The way you stand now, back straighter, shoulders squared, already says everything. The cape shifts and settles naturally against your back, flowing as though it's always belonged there. Then the helmet begins to change. The smooth crown and headpiece reshape with a series of soft clicks and subtle movements. The front extends outward, forming a proud crocodilian snout. Strong ridges rise along the brow. The jawline sharpens, solid and regal. Glowing eyes ignite beneath heavy lids, not harsh or cruel, but bright with intelligence and command. For a brief moment, green light spills across the chamber as the final pieces lock into place. And then, stillness. The transformation is instant in its completion but not frightening. There is no pain. No loss of control. Instead, there's clarity. Balance. A sense of being exactly what you are meant to be in this moment. The throne room seems smaller now, as if it recognizes you. The machines quiet, their work complete. The castle itself feels awake, alert. Lumsy lets out a quiet, amazed laugh, clasping his hands together. Something ancient has returned. Not just a king's image, but a king's presence. Lumsy bursts into warm, booming laughter, the sound echoing joyfully off the stone walls and up into the towering rafters of the throne room. His tail thumps the floor behind him in excitement, and for the first time, the ancient chamber feels truly alive again.
It worked! Yes, I knew it would!
He claps his large hands together, nearly dropping one of the loose straps on his vest before hastily adjusting it. Overcome with emotion, he steps forward and bows deeply, though a bit off balance, nearly tipping before catching himself with a sheepish chuckle.
Ha! Still getting used to formal stuff.
As he straightens, the room responds. Somewhere beyond the walls, massive stone gears grind into new positions. You hear the distant clang of old locks disengaging and the soft thud of hidden mechanisms powering down. The oppressive tension that once filled the castle lifts, replaced by a sense of calm authority. Lumsy gestures broadly around the throne room, his eyes shining with pride.
The castle recognizes you now. Doors will open, traps will sleep, and the jungle itself will listen.
As if to prove his point, the green torches along the walls flare gently, their flames steadying into a calm, respectful glow. Vines that once crept aggressively along the stone retract just slightly, no longer choking the walls but framing them, as if the castle itself is standing at attention. Lumsy slowly turns in a circle, taking it all in. His gaze lingers on the empty throne, then returns to you, softer now, almost reverent.
My brother always said the crown wasn't about power. It was about responsibility.
He places a hand over his chest, voice lowering with sincerity.
Protecting the jungle. Keeping balance, knowing when to roar, and when to listen.
The machines give one final quiet hum before falling completely silent. Outside, beyond the thick stone walls, you hear distant birdsong and the rustle of leaves, sounds that haven't dared come this close in years. Lumsy smiles up at you, not as a servant, but as family, hopeful, trusting.
Well, that means the kingdom's got a future again.
And for the first time since the castle fell silent, it truly feels like it does. Where a visitor once stood, you now tower strong, broad, and unmistakable. You are King Rool. The suit no longer feels like something worn, but something inhabited, as though it has always known you. With your first step forward, the castle answers. The walls rumble not in warning, but in recognition. Dust drifts from the high ceiling as ancient stone settles into a new balance. Torches flare brighter along the throne room, their green flames steady and proud, illuminating carvings that seem less menacing now, and more watchful. Deep beneath the floor, colossal gears begin to turn for the first time in years, their slow, powerful rhythm echoing like a heartbeat returning to life. You move again, and the castle moves with you. At the far end of the chamber, the throne, long unused, half buried beneath neglect, slides forward on hidden rails. Stone grinds softly against stone as it locks into its rightful place, perfectly aligned beneath the banners of old. The throne waits, not demanding, not threatening, simply ready. Outside the castle walls, the swamp grows quieter. Croaking frogs still. Insects hush. The thick jungle beyond seems to lean inward, leaves rustling softly as if listening for a command that does not need to be spoken. The land itself understands. It is not waiting for a tyrant. Not waiting for a monster. It is waiting for a ruler. A ruler who knows what it means to stand tall, not to dominate, but to protect. Behind you, Lumsy lets out a contented sigh, his smile wide and sincere. There's pride in his eyes, and relief. He looks at you not with fear or obligation, but with trust.
Guess that makes you the king now, and don't worry, I'll help. Kings shouldn't rule alone.
He steps to your side, standing a little straighter than before, as if the castle's renewed purpose has lifted him too. Together, you face the throne, the kingdom, and whatever lies ahead. And so, deep in the yucky, swampy jungle, King Rool's castle lives again, not as a fortress of fear, but as a home for adventure, legacy, and the promise of something new. Its halls will echo once more, not with cruelty, but with courage. Not with conquest, but with stories yet to be written. The crown has been passed. The kingdom has awakened.